Okay guys, so today I am up in what I refer to as my stock room. I have two of these rooms, actually three now, that are just full, stocked full of stuff that I have gathered up over the years from thrift stores, Goodwill, Salvation Army, back alley thrift stores, yard sales, Craigslist, anywhere I can find this stuff to resell on eBay. I've been doing this so long, and I have so much stuff that I was actually featured on the front page of the newspaper about a year or two ago. I need to reorganize this stuff. Somebody recently asked me to do a video on the things that I have found that have been like a bad decision. I think that's how they put it. I don't think that anything is necessarily a bad decision. I think it's just everything I buy, I research every single solitary item, and I see how many I'm up against, how many have sold recently, how much they've sold for, and then I use all that information to base on my decision of whether I buy it or not. So today I'm going to show you some things that I have bought that I was sure would sell, and then they never did. And I also have been looking through some stuff and finding some little gems that I'm about to make a ton of money on now that didn't sell before. So that's the first thing I'm going to show you, is something that bought a little while ago. I made a little bit of money on these, but I think I paid like a quarter or 50 cents a piece for these. And what these are Ohio bicentennial pins. I paid like 50 cents a piece for these a while back. You can see how many I have in this box here, a ton of them. I probably had about 3 times that many. I made a good amount of money on them for a while. Some of them selling for $15 to $20 a piece, and then they just kind of fell off the earth. Nobody wanted any more that I had, but I just looked them up, and I see again they're going for like 20 bucks a piece. Right there is a pretty nice Christmas. Now this is one of the things, and I'm sorry about this ray of light right here, but this is one of those things that I bought a lot of a while back, and I sold a couple of them, and then a lot of them didn't sell. I have a whole ice cream container full of these. And what these are little pins, little collectible pins. That one's a Swiss Army knife. A little Rebel umbrella. I'm not even sure if I can sell that one because they made such a big stink about that Rebel thing a while back. Here's a Winnebago. Another Rebel thing, which is this guy holding a gun. I'm a rebel, what's your excuse? And I just have tons of these things. All kinds of little unicorns and, you know, pins about the right to bear arms. Here's a Disney Goofy pin. Adventureland, lots of things like that. I have probably about 30 of these in here. I probably sold about 5 of them and made my money back and then some on the whole box. So again, that's something I haven't listed for a while. Maybe it's time to check it again, and maybe there's some good money to be made on there, especially with it being Christmas now. This was something I bought on clearance a couple years ago for $2 a piece. They go for 25 bucks in the store, and I can barely give them away. I gave my nephew one for his birthday, along with a bunch of the little mini trains that I bought him. And I just actually sold one the other day for like $13 or something, which is fine. That's a good profit. But for something to sit around for 2 years, that wasn't a good investment. And I don't quite understand why it sat around that long, because they sell on a regular basis for anywhere from 10 to 21 bucks a piece. But for some reason, the ones that I have just sat here. I've sold a total of 3, I think, out of 6 or 8 that I had. This is another one of those things I bought on clearance at Walmart. I probably paid 2 or 3 bucks a piece for these. In the store, they're about 25 bucks a piece. I have never sold one of these. I think I have 4 of them, and I put them on there for various prices. I'm going to try it again now because it's been a long time since I listed any of these. But I've never sold one. And again, that's something that on a regular basis on there goes for about 20 bucks a piece. But for some reason, I've had a hard time selling them. This is something I thought would sell. Unstoppable Joe. A Joe Montana football. This is straight out of the 90s. It's Joe Montana. It's LA gear. It's an awesome retail packaging. The style that you don't see anymore, and I really thought it would sell. I don't remember what I paid for this at the time, but it has sat here for probably 3 or 4 years. Books. How to Build Your Own Electric Bicycle. I paid 50 cents a piece for these books. I bought about 15 of them because they were just all there at one time at the Goodwill. And from my research, they sold on a regular basis from 10 to 15 bucks. I have sold about 3 of these things over the course of 2 years. These stupid things. These are, alright, it's called a soft sculpture doll kit. The Gumdrop Gang. I mean, I have so many of these. I don't even remember where I got them. Probably a yard sale. I probably got an awesome price on all of them. I have like 12 or 15 of these things, and they're not all the exact same thing. They're all different things and quilting kits and things like that. But I have never been able to sell one of these things. I just want to use them as a fire starter. Now here's one that I did sell a few of for like 10 to 15 bucks a piece. This came out October 22nd of 2015, and it is the USA Today from Back to the Future, from the date that Marty arrives in the future, and he gets in trouble. This is a legit newspaper. If you guys remember when they came out, they were actually available on the newsstands that day. I paid $2 a piece for these, and I bought a whole bunch. I probably have 10 to 15 left. People still sell them on there right now. In fact, the one that has Biff's Gang on the front, that's the one that actually goes for a lot of money. They made less of those. But I will hold on to these for a while. I'm not going to list them. I'm just going to hold on to what I have left, because there are certain things that may happen in the future that will make these worth a lot of money. I'm not going to say anything else about that. Sometimes these things are unfortunate, but they can result in good sales. I'm going to show you 2 more things here, and then we're going to call it a day, because I really need to get work on getting some of this other stuff listed and organized. But this thing I thought for sure would sell, and amazingly, I've listed it a bunch of times. It has not sold yet, but I'm not giving it away. So it can sit here forever until I get the right price. You know how I am with retail history and things like that. So what we have here is this awesome thing. Huge lime green Fruitopia cooler. This is actually made by Coleman. It is a legit cooler, and that is an awesome logo right there. Fruitopia. If you guys remember that drink from the 90s, I've had that thing listed so many times, and I get watchers on it, but nobody's ever bit. And really, I mean, I think I had it listed at probably about $100. I don't think I'll ever take anything less than $100 for it, because it is so cool, and I have never seen another one available. And that's one thing that really gives you the upper hand, is when you have stuff that's not available by anybody else. So I'll probably list it again, and I'll let it sit there as long as it needs to. And the last thing I'm going to show you is this full-size Jennifer Taylor Legacy comforter set. I bought it for my girlfriend a couple years ago for Christmas. Probably 2, maybe 3 years ago. Turns out she had a queen-size bed, so it didn't fit. It's near impossible to find a full-size in that style online, but when you do, they're about $750. I can't give that thing away. I went online and bought her another set that fits her queen-size bed, and then I listed this one. I think I sold it once for $200, and the person returned it because they said that the colors are not the same as what they saw online. It's like a brown and tan. That's the only colors in it. And I will agree, it's kind of difficult to tell what colors are actually in it. It's like an embroidered floral pattern on there, so you would think that it has, like, you know, colors that would go with being a floral pattern, but it's just tan and brown, and she was not happy. She returned it. I had to give the $200 back, and I've been sitting on it ever since. I've listed it a few times, and again, you know, it's something that I don't want to just give away. I mean, it's worth a ton of money, so why would I just give it away? But I don't know. Then again, something that big, I get tired of seeing it. It sits around here, and even though I have 3 rooms dedicated to this stuff, it takes up space, and I get tired of seeing it. So, I mean, I'd probably take $100 for it. I don't know. A couple of honorable mentions. Puzzles. All those are puzzles down there. Puzzles sell really good sometimes. I've sold some for up to... Actually, I sold a puzzle once for $1,500. But not that kind. And clothes. Look at all these clothes. I got them all pushed together as tightly as they can be right now. I started reorganizing over there. But you just never really know what's going to happen with clothes. I try to stick to like concert t-shirts and pop culture and things like that. I have like some Teen Wolf shirts in there, a lot of vintage Disney things, and then higher end clothes, things that you would find at Macy's and that, baseball and football jerseys. Thing used to be ugly sweaters there for a little while. Everybody was having ugly Christmas sweater parties. So I have like tons of ugly Christmas sweaters down there. But you know, it's kind of hit and miss with clothes. Some of them sell, some of them don't. And no matter how much research you do, just because it sold before is not a guarantee that it's going to sell now. So that's why I have so much stuff spread out over these 3 rooms. Alright guys, I'm going to start going through it and getting a little bit of work done. If you have any other questions about reselling or whatever, let me know. I'm seriously considering starting up my old YouTube channel again that is strictly about reselling. So let me know. If I did that, would you guys come watch? Would you be interested in that? We'll find out. I'll talk to you later. Peace.